I'm gonna ask these people to move their cameras real quick. Hey guys, how's it going? Do you mind if I move your stuff, or do you want to move your stuff real quick? Yeah. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch anything, man. I don't want to touch anything and be responsible. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, just about here.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna put this.
That's fine.
Is that alright?
Yeah, Kelsey's got the shot.
Okay. You ready? There you go.
You guys ready?
All right.
Okay. The Virginia State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigations Chesapeake Field Office continues to investigate the death of a suspect involved in a high-speed pursuit in the city of Virginia Beach, which occurred last night, August 12th. State police are still awaiting the positive identification to be made by the Office of the Medical Examiner, so state police can officially notify the descendant's next of kin. The incident began at approximately 10:23 p.m. last night when the Virginia State Police trooper was on routine patrol traveling westbound on 264. The trooper came up behind a 2019 Lexus. When he observed the Lexus accelerate at a high rate of speed in excess of 92 miles per hour in a posted 55 mile per hour zone. As the Lexus neared Newtown Road, the trooper, in accordance with state police policy, activated his lights and sirens to catch up with the vehicle and to initiate a traffic stop for speeding by reckless driving. The driver of the Lexus refused to stop for the trooper and further accelerated its speed, and a pursuit was initiated. The Lexus took off for the Military Highway exit in the city of Norfolk, looped around, got back onto 64 eastbound, and took the 286A mile marker exit, which is Indian River Road. At that time, he exited at a high rate of speed and sped into the parking lot of Banbury Lake Village Apartments, where he struck a parked vehicle. The pursuit suspect fled the crashed Lexus on foot, and the troopers pursued the suspect on foot and caught up with the suspect moments later. As the trooper attempted to take the adult male into custody, he began fighting with the troopers and produced a handgun, which he fired multiple times at our troopers. One of the rounds struck the male suspect, and the handgun was recovered at the scene. Despite the immediate efforts by the troopers and EMS, the male suspect was pronounced dead at the scene, and his remains were transported to the Office of the Medical Examiner in the city of Norfolk. No troopers at this time ever discharged their firearms. None of the troopers were shot nor injured during this incident. The Virginia State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation Chesapeake Field Office responded to the scene and is currently investigating the shooting. The ongoing investigation includes the troopers' in-car video and audio, witness statements, as well as the medical examiner's investigation.
Okay. Can you comment on what kind of a weapon they recovered?
It's a firearm.
Just a handgun?
It's a firearm.
Okay, a firearm of some sort.
Correct.
Okay. Can you say where on his body he was struck by the bullet?
Not at this time.
Okay. Does the location of Banbury Lake Village have any connection to the suspect?
Not at this time.
Okay. No evidence that shows that was some sort of destination for him?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
How many shots you said were fired?
That's still under investigation.
Any property damage there at the Banbury Lake Apartments?
Property damage is to the vehicles that he struck.
How
So
many
he
vehicles?
shot at the trooper's vehicle.
No, he shot at the troopers. He wrecked his car into a parked vehicle, trying to get away from the troopers.
So with the wrecked vehicles, his own plus the one he crashed into?
The vehicle that he was driving,
The
he
Lexus?
wrecked into another vehicle
Okay.
at the apartment complex that was parked,
Okay.
and that's the only damage.
How many troopers were present?
2 troopers present.
Were they in 2 different units, or were they both in the same unit initially?
What do you mean 2 different units?
Like the same car? Like
No, we
you
drive.
you
We
drive
all have.
one
Yeah.
to a car.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. He said he pulled up behind him on 264. Was he driving recklessly prior to that, or was it just?
The trooper was just on routine patrol,
Mhm.
just happened to change lanes behind and just happened to be driving behind the Lexus. He's in a marked blue and gray, no lights, no sirens, nothing was initiated. Just pulled in behind the Lexus when the Lexus driver just started to take off at a high rate of speed. So once he took off at a high rate of speed, the trooper started pacing him at 92 miles, in excess of 92 miles an hour. That's when he attempted to make the initial traffic stop he turned on his lights and sirens, and that's when the driver refused to stop.
The foot pursuit, it ended with a struggle. Was it a struggle with one trooper or two troopers?
The two troopers that, after he wrecked his vehicle, two troopers literally got out of their vehicles. It happened moments attempting to subdue the driver, and that's when the driver turned around and started shooting at the troopers. They're in very close proximity.
And when the troopers, do they notice the handgun right away, or?
They noticed the fire, the shots being fired at them. They
But
had no
didn't-
time to react to pull out their firearms.
So the firearms were not drawn?
There was no firearms. There was nothing that was drawn on the suspect. It's literally he wrecked his car, and in the attempt to put hands on him to place him under arrest is when he turned around and started shooting at the troopers.
And you said you can't comment on the number of shots because we're getting multiple, like 2,
Correct.
5, 6, just from witnesses. You know.
Correct, not at this
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
And you say you're still
We want to
trying
be completely accurate with that information.
And you do have an identification, but you're still holding that off? Or?
We have identification. We know we have an identification on the driver, but positive identification has to be made by the medical examiner, and then next of kin has to be identified.
Is he from Hampton
Yeah,
Roads?
he's from
So he is local. Yes,
Virginia Beach?
he's local.
But there's no evidence so far that that was a destination for him. It just
Correct.
That's where it ended up.
That's where he ended up off the
Okay.
interstate. If you go by that area, you can see that it's a really sharp turn. I think he was just attempting to get away, and he just lost control in the turn.
Any previous record?
It's under investigation.
Age,
23-year-old male.
23-year-old male. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Anything else?
Thanks, Sergeant.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Was there any alcohol or drugs involved at all?
It's under investigation.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
I'm hoping to have, like I said, I was just telling her, I said, you know, I know there's a lot of speculation, but a lot of times we have to rely on, like right now the medical examiner is doing their investigation, so we have to rely on other agencies, and it's not like CSI, it comes out in 2 or 3 hours. It's usually 2 or 3 days, if not 2 or 3 weeks, and so we're pushing it. Right now we're reviewing everything, and hopefully we'll have more answers tomorrow or later on tonight.
Okay.
All right?
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's the state trooper building right there. We can do the last shot for
Yeah, we did. They didn't come cut our grass yet. That's why I was standing here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're thinking about where to go live right now, so.
We can go live by the door.
Okay,
You can see it.
okay. Thank you.